Well, yesterday, guys, some big news actually came down the pipe about Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who is running for president. All of a sudden, after Iowa, he actually finished second. And New Hampshire, the word is that he wasn't going to New Hampshire. He was actually going to go, I believe, to like South Carolina because he is doing horrific in the polls in New Hampshire. And I said that Ron DeSantis should just drop out. Okay. There is no path for him to get to the presidency. Now, he's been a very, very good governor in Florida. I give him credit for that. But I believe he made a big mistake by actually running for president. There was no way he was going to beat Donald Trump. I mean, it's just a fact. He was not going to beat Donald Trump. Now, in the beginning, the establishment really wanted Ron DeSantis. But then out of nowhere, Nikki Haley, they started backing her. Now, Ron DeSantis, his campaign was a disaster. I mean, guys, he should have never ran. All he had to do was wait until 2028. I believe he probably would have been a shoo-in to get to the White House. There was actually some people hoping for a Trump DeSantis ticket. Many people were actually saying, man, that would be unbeatable. It would be unbeatable. I believe that Ron DeSantis running in this 2024 election has done a lot of damage to his political future. I mean, he's running against Trump. That's not a good idea. He was actually taking jabs at Trump. And it turned a whole bunch of people off, man. It really did. One of the reasons why Vivek actually ran a very, very successful campaign is that he actually refused to attack Trump. He didn't do it. He knew that attacking Trump was not a winning strategy. I mean, the media, Joe Biden's DOJ, attacking Trump, trying to arrest him, all this other stuff, backfired. Trump got more popular in the polls somewhere around last March or something like that. Yeah. And then Ron DeSantis started attacking Trump. It was all downhill. His campaign announcement was a disaster. It was on X, on the then Twitter Spaces or something like that. It was a disaster. Remember, Trump also put out a kind of like a meme AI video or something. It was hilarious. Ron DeSantis' campaign was dead on arrival. Well, when we found out that he was canceling all of his appearances with CNN and some other outlet, I don't remember, the speculation was that Ron DeSantis is done. He is suspending his campaign. And I truly did believe that. The word is that he was actually trying to find a way out of the campaign. Well, a few minutes ago, Ron DeSantis made the huge announcement he is suspending his campaign. And also, he made an announcement on who he is endorsing. So we're going to be diving into that in this video. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Memberships just start at $5 per month. We have our member live stream every single Friday. And if you're watching on Rumble, click the join button. Same thing as on YouTube. Get access to the member stream. So here we go. Here is the video of Ron DeSantis making his announcement to suspend his campaign and who he will support. So let's go ahead and roll it.
Greetings from Florida. The warmth of being home is a reminder why I've chosen public service. From joining the United States Navy and serving in Iraq, to representing the people in the U.S. Congress, and now serving as governor of Florida. And it reminds me why I decided to run for president, to fight for those who have been forgotten in this country. This is America's time for choosing. We can choose to allow a border invasion, or we can choose to stop it. We can choose reckless borrowing and spending, or we can choose to limit government and lower inflation. We can choose political indoctrination, or we can choose classical education. These choices are symptoms of the underlying struggle to ensure that constitutional government can endure and that Western civilization can survive. And we launched this campaign to bring accountability to government, regain sovereignty at our border, and restore sanity to our society. We cannot succeed as a country if we allow our nation to be invaded, our currency to be debased, our cities to crumble, and our kids to be indoctrinated. The DC elites who facilitated this mess do not care about you, and they do not work for you. They work for themselves. They seek to accumulate power at your expense to pursue an agenda that is harmful to the American people. Citizens do not serve politicians. It is the duty of politicians to serve you. Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. Reversing the decline of this nation requires leadership that delivers big results for the people we are elected to serve. I have a record of leading with conviction, championing an agenda marked by bold colors, delivering on my promises, and defeating the people who are responsible for our nation's decline. That is the type of leadership we need for all of America. Now, over the past many months, Casey and I have traveled across the country to deliver a message of hope that decline is a choice and that we can, in fact, succeed again as a nation. Nobody worked harder, and we left it all out on the field. Now, following our second place finish in Iowa, we've prayed and deliberated on the way forward. If there was anything I could do to produce a favorable outcome, more campaign stops, more interviews, I would do it. But I can't ask our supporters to volunteer their time and donate their resources if we don't have a clear path to victory. Accordingly, I am today suspending my campaign. I'm proud to have delivered on 100% of my promises, and I will not stop now. It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. They watch his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him. Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus pandemic and his elevation of Anthony Fauci. Trump is superior to the current incumbent, Joe Biden. That is clear. I signed a pledge to support the Republican nominee, and I will honor that pledge. He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents. The days of putting Americans last, of kowtowing to large corporations, of caving to woke ideology are over. I thank all of our passionate supporters who have stood by us through it all. That we had people volunteer to come to Iowa in the middle of a blizzard to knock on doors and make phone calls touched us dearly. No candidate had more thrown at him, but no candidate had so many committed volunteers and staff. Finally, I want to thank my wife, Casey, and our kids, Madison, Mason, and Mamie. Casey's gone far above and beyond in her support for our campaign and for our cause. She's not only a great wife and mother, she's a great American who cares deeply about the future of the country that our kids will inherit. Our kids have seen and done a lot on the trail, from playing on the famed Field of Dreams baseball site in Iowa to making their first snowman in New Hampshire. They are one of the reasons we fight so hard for what we believe in. Winston Churchill once remarked that success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. While this campaign has ended, the mission continues. Down here in Florida, we will continue to show the country how to lead. Thank you, and God bless.
So you see that right there, guys. Ron DeSantis drops out, endorses Donald Trump. Now, we know about that pledge that the GOP candidates had to sign. They had to endorse whoever actually wins the GOP primary. And he said that he's endorsing Trump. Now, Trump technically hasn't won the GOP primary, but he's endorsing Trump anyway. Now, I believe this is a good move by him to actually endorse Trump, because if he came out and said, hey, I'm not endorsing anybody, I believe that would be political suicide for Ron DeSantis. So maybe there's going to be a little bit of hope for his future. I'm not really sure. We'll have to see how he actually, gets along with Trump in the future. Now, Trump said he wanted to unify, and I'm pretty sure that Trump is not going to be calling him Ron DeSanctimonious anymore. I'm curious if Trump has actually responded. I didn't even look before actually I started shooting this video here. So Ron DeSantis is out. He should have never went in. His campaign was a disaster. And he surrounded himself, man, with a bunch of people that were not good. I mean, there were people complaining, man, about his people never following up on phone calls, and there was outlets that wanted to meet with him. They never did. I mean, it was a complete train wreck. But did Ron DeSantis actually save his political future by dropping out now and endorsing Donald Trump? Nikki Haley has no support. I mean, you had Tim Scott, who ran in the GOP primary, endorsing Trump. Vivek ran GOP primary, endorsing Trump. Ron DeSantis now endorsing Trump. Yeah, Nikki Haley's done. She probably will drop out after the New Hampshire primary. Then I'm going to be curious to see who she actually will endorse. I don't care if it's Trump or not. I don't trust her. And like I said, Trump needs to stay far away from her. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.